Hey guys, it's M4J here and welcome back to M4J Transport here on Cities in Motion 2. We did quite a lot last week in terms of rebuilding our pre-metro network and we're going to slow things down a little bit. I should point out this is episode 19, if I've done my maths correct. Yes, this is episode 19, which means episode 20 is a next episode, and it's a big one because that's where the review process kicks in as to whether this series will continue or not. Whether or not it will continue, I will let you guys know on Friday. But regardless, there will be a week's break after this week. So next week, as you're watching this, there will be no videos on any series uploaded to the channel. I need a week off. I'm tired. That's the basic reason. It goes back to the Open TTD days, actually, where I had 5 weeks on, 1 week off. It's basically that, again. I'm not guaranteeing that it will be 5 weeks each time, but it will be approximately 5 weeks, because in this series, at least, that's a batch of 10 episodes, and then a week off, and then another batch of 10, a week off. That is, of course, if this series continues. Speaking of that, actually, Young Wee commented on last episode, apologising for leaving so many suggestions. There's nothing wrong with leaving suggestions. I encourage it. I actively encourage it. Never feel like you have to apologise for having an opinion. That's not how this channel works. However, that being said, nothing against Young Wee. Keep doing what you're doing. You're great. But for everyone else watching this, I would like opinions of other people. So, again, let me check the suggestions list, because I made a point on Friday of talking about the suggestions list and how I wanted more names added to it, and there haven't been any more names added to it. So if you're watching this, why the hell not? Get over to m4jmedia.com, go on to the Cities in Motion 2 interaction page and leave some name suggestions. Also drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes as well. Everything is appreciated at this stage. This is our city. It's very big, it's very bustly. There are lots of bus stops over here actually that haven't been assigned yet, so I will go through and add a couple new bus lines to link up all of these as yet unused bus stops. And it will be slightly random, because I will just go, oh, that one's not been done, click, that one's not been done, click, and so on and so forth. So I apologise in advance to anyone who does dislike that. It's nice to see this part of the city growing as well, considering this was like out in the sticks when we first built this tram line, and now it's actually in the middle of a fairly busy part of the city, so trams are getting busier. I will go through actually and make sure that less trams are breaking down, because that doesn't look particularly good. And that is a floating bridge as well, so I might need to go fix that, like have it deviate around like so, something like that, something like that. But what we're going to work on today is something that was asked for by Vince, and again, apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name, Gio or Gaio. Said it a little demandingly, but you know, benefit of the doubt. Not everyone has English as their first language after all, and I'm sure your English is much better than my attempts at speaking whichever language it is you speak. Although, yeah, no, I'll leave it at that. Actually, that's pretty damn good. I always appreciate it when people attempt to speak my language to me, and it makes me feel like a bad person for not doing the same. I'm probably the only person in the world that actually feels like that, though. But water buses, that was what was requested, so we're going to do that today. And we're actually going to start connecting up parts of the city that haven't yet been connected. And one big part of the city, I'm sure you can notice it if I zoom out here, is what will eventually be the new City West. So this hub here, it's not going to be the absolute hub for all of our water bus services, but it will connect a couple of them together. Now I am wary of the fact that if I were to place, let me spin it round. If I were to place, I think here would be the best spot actually, and then we'll build this out like so, and then this up like that. So the monorail track, I was about to say it floats a little bit, but it doesn't. There is a support pillar there. And then if I put the water bus stop somewhere, there we go. Yeah, I think that is the best orientation for it. Now, I didn't actually check what the coverage area was. It pretty much covers the whole hub, actually, so that's perfect. So this will be the cross-water hub. And I do like the idea of maybe in this flat space here. I'm just looking. Maybe even over in this space here. Building something. Hang on. Let me concentrate for a second. So if I build a road coming down like this, because this actually ties into a request from Young Wee, and I can't actually build it here where I wanted to because of this underwater tunnel, which would impede upon it, unless I turn that into a bridge, which I am quite tempted to do, although it would mess up this slightly. That is a hell of a gradient on that tunnel, though. Jesus. Alright, but the request from Young Wee was to build an entirely underground hub. Sans monorail, because you can't build... Is it Sans or is it Song? I don't know. Anyway, but not the monorail, because you can't build monorail underground, which I think is a little bit of a design flaw. Because I'm sure there are monorail systems that do run underground in the world. I can't be making that up. There must be some. But I like the idea of building the hub to justify it being underground. I think it does have to be built underneath a big part of the city. And what bigger part of the city than a heavily built up area, which I quite like the sound of. So I'm going to build this elevated slightly and then go down, and then this side is going to go a bit more like that. And in fact, I'm so busy trying to build these as roads with bus lanes, I'm completely ignoring the fact that buses are actually going to run down the middle. So yeah, you're going to go something a bit like this, and then through the middle we're just going to have... Let me build the bus bit first. For buses and trams, you're just going to run through the middle like that, and there is going to be a point. Let me build these outside roads first, in fact. Alright, hang on. Let's use the street lamps as a guide. There. That's a horrible slope. I don't like this. I'm actually tempted to move the whole shebang a little bit further along the river. If I replace that, I'll keep those roads that I did build. Maybe over here. Maybe over here would work better. So if I built that one down... Actually, this is a big wide open space, isn't it? What's the gradient like? Yeah, that's pretty good. So if I build out this way to something like there, and then maybe that bit, build this piece straight down, get rid of that. You can see where I'm dithering, like umming and ahhing. This won't be the underground hub, by the way. The underground hub will be built in a slightly busier, bigger part of the city. But it will be built underneath. Now, a slight segue to a conversation that I had with Josh a little while ago, where he suggested that I build a hub around the Rathaus landmark, which I also really liked the sound of. So because of that, I'm going to combine the two together. So not only will the underground hub be built under a bustling, busy part of the city, it will actually be built underneath a landmark as well. That landmark being most likely, but not definitely, the Rathaus. Let me know what you guys think of that idea. Like I say, personally I'm a fan of it, but depends how many people are in support of it. I do kind of wish there was a bus lane hub with the parking spaces. Because I know for a fact that if I built this, maybe I can split it up. So do something like that. And do something like this. And then this center section here be this. Really? Okay, maybe that won't work then. That's annoying, because that uses up valuable... I think I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is, and I think I have a way of fixing it as well. So, let's have this path come out this way a bit more. And delete all of this stuff in the middle. Same on this side, have it come out a little bit more to where it was originally. And delete all of the stuff in the middle. Alright, so this is going to be one long continuous avenue. One long... You serious? One long continuous avenue. Finally getting my words out. Like so. On this side it will then return to its usual self, like that. You will connect up like that. And then in the center, probably here, you're going to run up. And you're going to run up like that. And then this is going to be this style. Like that. And then as for the road, oh, I thought I'd got it then. Might have to move this one back a little bit further. Yeah, but then I'd have to do the same on this side. Alright, yeah. We're going to do that. So, now I've placed that center avenue. How long is this road? Quite long, so I'm going to split it up a little bit more by building that. That looks a bit nicer. Alright, so you are going to come down to where you were. So are you. These are then going to be straight pieces like that and like that. That one needs to be a little bit longer. Was it? It's 2 street lights. Actually, it's technically about that long. Alright. And then from here it's this and this, and on this side it's a bit more elongated than that. Like that, and like that. Alright. One-way road. Select 3-lane. You're going to come over like that, up like that, over to there like that, and down twice. How does that look? This one is going to go down. Actually, no, this one is going to go up. It's going to go like that. Like that. Like that. Okay. Again, it's a hell of a slope. Not a massive fan. This side is going to go under. So I feel like the slope of the land suits a tunnel better on this side of things, and a bridge better on the river side of things. And then here, you can go up to there. You can go up to somewhere like that. Not bad. And then under here, the hub's going to extend out a little bit further to there. And then along, we should do this one next to there. Like that. I'm not a big fan of that. The reason I'm doing that is so that when I build this, where does that shelter go? Well, it's not centered. Let's put that one there. Get rid of this first one. Slightly more centered. Like there. That is centered. Cool. And then just to show you what it will look like, tram tracks through the middle, which will connect. Where are we? Where's New Tram Square? I'm on the wrong island. That's why. I was about to say, why can't I see it? There's a section of track here that currently exists up to there. If I have it go across the bridge here and then somehow end up on this avenue here, and that might be too long actually, so we might have another track that comes out. Let's see. So here you come out like this way, you diverge that way and go that way, but instead of going that way, if we have another set of tracks that come this way, run up along here, along the front of this hub here, and then connect up to the bridge here, run across, turn off this way again, and then cross over a bridge around here to connect up to this, and then run down this way through the hub there and terminate somewhere up here. That sounds good. That does sound good. And then just to complete the set, trolley wires like that as well. I mean, there's no guarantee we will actually have trolley lines here, but it's nice to have them in place just in case. Tram stops, there'll be one there, and then bus stops, there'll be one there, and then in the other direction, there, and there. Okay, so we can't have a direct line going across between these two hubs. We will have to go via a second... I was about to say a second stop, but I think it's better if we just go via a waypoint. Like, stick a waypoint there, because then we can also use that waypoint to go down this way, and so on and so forth. Now, what other hubs do we have near the water? Well, there's this one up here, which was always in my head to make this also a water bus stop. Now, does it cover the entire hub? It looks like it just about does. What I will do, just to make sure it definitely does, is place this as close to the bridge as possible without the shelter appearing on the bridge. I don't think that can be helped actually. Alright, that covers it. And I suppose when it's on there, it means they just have to cross over and walk down like that. Now, not all of these berths are actually used, so you've got to bear that in mind as well. Now again, there's no guarantee that this and this will ever be linked together. Chances are they won't be. In the past, it was all about making sure every line serves every hub, but now it's more about making sure there are enough connecting lines and connecting hubs. So this water bus line will be a separate one that will come over to the city east section here, possibly via a stop on this little bank here, maybe even I was about to say further south, but I think it'll have to be further north, so this will kind of be like a U-shaped line. And I'm not going to build this one right now, I'm just going to place that stop. There might be a stop on this island. Again, it'll have to be relatively near to a bus stop, just so there's a connection, probably over on this side. And then it's a case of looking for all of the hubs that are relatively close to water. So another good example would be over here. We have the pre-metro and the tram at this point running underground. This is also a prime spot to have a water bus stop. So can I build out that way? No, I cannot. How is this connected? Okay, so if I remove this piece, you can come up like this, and then you can come straight up like that, and then this can go into another little sort of shape, a bit like that, and then the water bus stop can connect up to this bit. Kinda. Actually, I can make that come closer, can't I? Alright, this might be the only realistic looking one out of all of them, and then that can actually come across and connect up to that, which is what I tried to do last episode. Like that. And again, I'll double check that. That should connect with, or it just falls out the pre-metro. That's fine, because we can move this along slightly. Stick it there instead, and now it covers the pre-metro as well as the tram, and it almost covers the bus up here. I was about to say it definitely covers the bus here, but it doesn't. So it really is just a tram to water bus interchange that we've got going on here. But again, we have another hub just over here. And this one is bus, tram, and pre-metro. So we could actually have another stop, probably on the south side here. And that does definitely connect up with everything here. And it sort of takes the pedestrian traffic off of the main road here, puts it on this little side road that not many vehicles use. So actually you can cross over here and climb straight up to the pre-metro. And that will be, I imagine, a relatively well used stop, that one. And then we could in fact connect that stop to that stop and have that as a running line. Not many people will use it, I imagine, because they'll just hop on the pre-metro instead, which would be faster. But you know, it's another connection that we could make. The main thing for this stop is it's going to connect over to this side of the river, and that's the key thing, is this is the main river that's causing all of our connections for the water buses. This one over here does a little bit in terms of this one connecting over there, but besides that it's mainly this western river that's going to be the main connection, and also maybe even on the south section, and indeed this bit here. So I think we're ready to get our first water bus line up and running. Now I am thinking of building the water bus depot along the back of these depots and having a central location for at least the north-south island to city west lines. So all the water buses will originate from this depot. As we get a bit more localized, so for example this line down here, unless we have lots of different ones going across, it would make more sense just to have a single depot serving this. Again, actually, I don't want to make this extremely busy, but it might make sense to also have one connect up to this hub. So if I put it there, then the flow of pedestrians will most likely come along this way over there and either into the pre-metro or into the metro or into the monorail or to the tram. You know, that's possible as well. Both trams over and under. That's very busy, that stop. Very busy. So actually having this as a line set up now might be beneficial. And we could have this as a simple north to south connect up to here. or maybe connect it in the middle, or even have that run across to here, because then it is still north to south, but it's a different part. So if you want to go this way, you get on the tram and cross the river, but if you want to come across to this side, which is the other tram line, then that actually makes a lot of sense. So we're going to have 2 water bus lines, I think, by the end of this. And if we put this depot like up in this little gap here, and I'll put a waypoint as well there. There? Do I need one? I don't think I need one, in fact. So let's see about getting these first 2 lines set up, shall we? So we'll create them first. And we'll call the first one the Western River Crossing, or Western River. And then this one can be the Southern River. So we'll do Western first. There's a very good chance that the game's not going to save correctly after I finish recording this episode, so I will not nail on this as being the final versions of the lines. You might see a slightly different version in the future. Just letting you know now. Actually, do I want it to do that? Yeah, I do want it to do that. Let's pause the game for a second. And then the Southern River. I'm going to have you do this, and then you're going to go there, there. Oh, I do need a waypoint. Would you look at that? I'll stick it in the middle there. Aha! So it's over here where the issue lies. Maybe I'll put that there. Remove this one. There. 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 And there. Alright, so you need 3. You also need 3. So that makes my life a little bit easy. Not that. So let's go with something that's relatively large, but doesn't look stupid. Like, that's stupid. That's a C-foil, essentially. Way too big. That one I quite like. I wish they had a side-on view as well. I kind of want the ones that look like tourist-type ferries that you get in London. So it's either the Mandrake Linden or the Donnay Caravelle. Let's have... I think the southern one's going to be more popular. So we're going to have 5 of you there. And then up on the north here, because there's not anything on the west at the moment. So we're just going to have 5 of these smaller ones. There we go. Alright. And that is the water bus is done. Now once again, I'm stumped in terms of ideas for next episode. So do drop some comments down below. Young Wee, if you're watching, feel free to drop comments down below. There are no restrictions on maximum number of suggestions, so feel free to keep suggesting. You're full of ideas and I'm not, so go for it, is all I'm saying. Go for it. Besides that, though, I'm going to end this episode here. It feels like a short one, but it's not. It's going to be about half an hour again by the time I finish doing the roundup and everything. So yeah, we'll come back next time. We'll do some more cool stuff. What I might start doing next episode, if there are no suggestions, is I might start planning out some of these roads. And I want to do it a little bit better than I did the last time I played on this city. So actually use the contours, build a road that follows the contour, and then have a grid pattern that follows that. And the other key thing is to start building... this tram route will come further in the future, but the one that comes up this way along via that hub, because that's going to be a crucial connection, unless I reroute this one to go this way and then have another route come in from somewhere else that then goes up through this. That's not really gonna, that's not a very sensible suggestion from me there, is it? We'll come up with something. We'll come up with something, but basically build it. I might just use this bridge to get 2 or 3 tram routes across the river. Same with this one here. Because the idea is to have a tram route from New Tram Square, which is a approximately the centre of the map. It's a little bit south. This is, I think, the hub that's more centralised, but New Tram Square is relatively centralised. The idea is to have one line go to each of the compass points. So north, south, east, west. North's a little bit tricky, obviously, although it might come up here. I think the one that we've actually got already is the northern one. The northeast one we've already got as well. So then it's straight east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. And there might be a couple that span out and cover more of the distances as well. For example, we have the one here that runs south along here and then east along this part via the connection here, and then runs north up here and loops around this. And again, there's a bit of a vehicle queue here, and it's to do with pedestrians. So let me reset that. That should fix that issue. So we'll have a few tram lines to do that as well. We're going to fill up New Tram Square, make sure all those tram stops are full. And they're going to be the only tram lines we have in the entire city, minus the pre-metro, of which they're going to be 2 more lines, I think. Both with a fast and slow, so there'll be 4 more lines technically. But yeah, I need to wrap up the episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series, please do hit that like button. It tells me that you're enjoying the series, and it also helps YouTube push my videos higher up the search results list, so feel free to hit that like button if you did enjoy it. If you didn't enjoy it, then hit the dislike button, but at least tell me why in the comments. Just don't be nasty about it. Constructive criticism is always appreciated. Overtly negative criticism will not be appreciated. Besides that, drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes as well. Go over and check out the name suggestions list as well. There's no such thing as a bad suggestion. I might ask for some clarification. Don't take that as I don't like your idea. It's just, again, so when I read it out in an episode, I can say this was suggested by such and such, and their inspiration behind it was. That's why I ask for it. And it's also to make sure that it's not being named after your dog or anything like that. Besides that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Click the bell notification, whether you are subbed or not. Again, the viewing figures within the first hour or so of the video going live aren't great. It normally takes a day or two before they start hitting more realistic numbers, and that might be to do with people's schedules. It might not be. If you are free Mondays and Fridays when these videos go live, try and watch it as soon as it comes out. It's 8 PM UK time every time, unless there's an issue, in which case I'll let you know on Twitter in advance, so follow me there as well if you haven't done so already. And yeah, once again guys, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.